walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To learn to work and play and get along with each other. What a wonderful kind of day. What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey! Hey! TW! Hey! Whoa!
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To learn to work and play and get along with each other. What a wonderful kind of day. What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey! Hey! TW! Hey! Whoa!
Hello! Welcome to a new game, finally. I had this on the schedule for a while, I just kept not streaming on Tuesdays, but yeah, we're gonna start Shadowrun Hong Kong, finally. Hi Fiona! Built a canal in city skylines and flooded your whole town. Wow. Yeah, let me turn in the game. It's probably just the main menu music, but I can turn it up again if it needs to be later. Well, that's unfortunate. That seems not great. Or, you know, maybe hilarious. Probably both. Ow. Fuck. What the fuck did I just do? I do really like the main menu music on this. I've been listening to it for a few minutes, and it's okay, they all dried out. I'm sure that makes them feel better. Yeah, good cat cam right now. Oh, flood walls, yes. Okay. I mean, that is a classical danger of canals, historically. All right, so yeah, there's a bonus campaign, which is cool. It came up for, I guess this is like the special, extended edition, yeah, it says right there. So it has a bonus campaign for after we finish the main campaign, where you import your save in. So that's cool. I think I've said this before a couple of times, but I have started this game before. I didn't get very far in it, so obviously we're starting again. I don't really remember it other than that a little bit about the beginning. Yeah, and of course I really enjoyed Dragonfall, so looking forward to this. Okay. Normal is fine. No one's smart, which means I got human. Custom. Probably just going to basically play the same character that I did in Dragonfall in terms of mechanics. I guess I don't have to, but... Well, obviously I don't have to, but... I don't know who's in this game, like party member-wise. I guess there's probably everyone. Maybe I should be like a mage. I haven't been a mage in this game. Keep hearing you say Dragonfall is Dragon Ball, and get very confused. That would be confusing. My character in the first game, and the character that I played, was a hacker slash. All right, okay. Excuse me, not a hacker, a decker slash rigger, which is to say, person who hacks and a person who does robots. Yeah, I know when it goes out because the headset rings. It's like I'm going deaf. Oh, look at those shades. A decker slash rigger, so a digger. Hi, Daimon. Well, that's cool, but they don't actually have the hairstyle for her. That's annoying. That's sort of nice. They have all these awesome portraits, but then they like don't have hairstyles or stuff that like corresponds to the portraits like that you put in the game yourself. And I understand there's a limited amount, but like, come on. That's also really neat. I don't really like the tattoo that much though. That's a big ol' nope. That's creepy. This is what I used in Dragonfall, I think. One of these two. I think this one. I kind of like that one for... Well, I guess, okay. I really like this portrait. Is there literally any hairstyle that is like... You know, like... closer? I mean, that's honestly closer. That's actually also probably closer. Can't really tell. I'm assuming it's a bun in the back. Oh, that's actually pretty close. I mean, obviously it's more done up in the picture, but... real long hair. So like this, or... that. That's fine. Since we're in Hong Kong. Spend your karma. Number 3. Number 3 what, Bill? Hi, Bill. Oh, this is slightly different than the Dragonfall interface. I don't know that I like it. Okay, so if we wanted to do like... oh, haircut number 3. I don't know what that was. If we wanted to do spellcasting, if we want to do that instead, I don't know how this actually works. That's part of the problem. I don't fucking know how spellcasting works in this game. Oh yeah, the thing I was saying before is I always kind of gravitate towards the hacking and drones and stuff, because in Shadowrun I don't really find the, like, obviously the elevator pitch for Shadowrun, right, is cyberpunk meets fantasy, but I don't actually care about the fantasy part, really. Like, it's very important to the setting. There's a lot of, like, the way that it does magic is important, and it actually has a you know, like a consistent, somewhat consistent metaphysics, which is much more than most RPGs. Which is kind of, I think, probably just necessitated by being also a cyberpunk game. Maybe not. But yeah, I just don't find it that interesting. Because you want a pet robot, which is fair. I mean, that's also true. But, so I was like, should I do something else? I'm not gonna fucking... chi casting. Ugh. So, spellcasting versus conjuring. And how do these... okay. How does, how does this work? Like... oh, hi, Cinco. So spellcasting, you, like, buy spells and you equip them into slots. I remember that. Conjuring, there's, like, consumable conjuring stones that you can use, but I don't know if... are there, like, non-consumable conjuring? I guess I don't know if conjuring is actually good or not. I tried to play Shadowrun game on stream, Bill says, and it was just too much of me trying to figure things out. I mean, it's fun, because I played Dragonfall all throughout stream, so I know how most of this game works. I just never bothered with spellcasting, so I don't know how... ooh. Oh, that's new. I mean, I don't care about that stuff, but that's neat. It is a lot of reading out loud, that is true. There's not... I assume it's still the case in this game that there's no voice acting, really. But... I know nothing about this game RPG system. Well, it's cyberpunk, but there's also elves and dragons and shit. That's pretty much... so... god, okay. We're gonna need... well, actually, if we go... so the thing is, if we go willpower and get some spellcasting... required to cast hermetic magic. Chance to hit with hermetic spells. I don't know what any of that is. Yeah. Also, yes, Seattle is a central location, but we're not gonna see it in this game. Because I guess, because the thing I realized, okay, this is the thing I realized that I'm good with going this way is, as a spellcaster, you get like a bolt, like a basic attack that is a magic attack, and I do always, like, when I had my drone and hacking builds, I would still get some points in quickness and some points in ranged combat and I think rifle, just to be able to, hi TW, it is basically a magic missile. I mean, I assume it's not called that, but also it can miss, so, you know, it's really not a magic missile, I suppose. I would get some points in here, you know, just because obviously at some point you do actually have to use weapons. So I could just get spellcasting instead of that, and then still get intelligence. That's kind of an interesting idea. Yeah, why are these squares versus... Oh, because they're unlocking shit. Okay. I don't really remember, like, what is a good level to be at the start of the game. Also, at some point, I probably will have to increase body, but I'm not gonna right now. This is your hit points. I left it at 1 for a long time in Dragonfall, I think. And then it got to the point where I really, really needed to be able to survive a hit, at least. Like, a single hit. Oh shit. Oh, well, we want to get that. Thinking about streaming in Parador. That'd be cool, Singo. I mean, I'm definitely gonna stream it on, Sundays. So we'll finish up CK2 and do it. But always just get the basic spin points as you get more of a feel for things. Oh, that's true. I forgot that you can just leave them unspent. I did forget about that, actually. Oh, yeah. Do I need these? Oh, yeah, I kind of need these. So I guess, okay, here's a thought. What if I don't get drones? What if I just do int and decking? And do spellcasting. So I don't need quickness. Although I don't have Overwatch, which sucks. But let's see. I also never had charisma. This is one of the few games where I don't go like all charisma. I do really like the way that it handles this. I'm a fan of this idea that I've seen a couple of RPG systems that do this sort of thing, and a lot of times I lean towards it as in thoughts about how to design an RPG, which is rather than having like specific conversation skills like based on your conversation technique, it's more of you are good with a particular like cultural milieu. I don't know what the word would be, but you know, like in a certain circles, you are good at handling those situations. Especially because I think this doesn't really apply to this game, but I think in a party, like a tabletop game where you have a bunch of characters and everybody has like by default at least one of these, then there's always, you can kind of have these situations where it's like, oh well, this is the stuff, these are the people you know, so you should go talk to them. For different characters, which is a thing that kind of comes up organically a lot in RPGs, but is like mechanically actually a bad thing in a lot of RPGs, right? Where it's better to just have the one guy who does the social skills. So Anyway. These I think are the ones that come up a lot. So let's... Yeah, okay, so there are summons, or like spells. Totem choice. It's the same idea RPGs use for knowledge skills. It is, it's just people have like a kind of hang up on the idea. Because you have to basically nail down, or not nail down, but you have to make, it can't be generic really, right? You have to make a decision about what kind of social groups are going to commonly show up in your game. Which is true of knowledge skills too. But people are just kind of broadly, I don't know. I think it's just basically because, you know, D&D did it this way at some point in the past, and that's what people are used to, so it doesn't strike them as weird. I mean, in real life, I would probably say that I have the academic etiquette. But... Spirits... Oh, yeah, let's get that. Okay. Oh! Oh, yeah, let's get a totem. We're on all mental. Must have at least charisma too. I think I have a solid, like, 11 charisma in D&D rolls. Okay. Not that useful. I don't know what dodge is. Oh, that's the skill, but I don't actually know how that works. Eagle. That seems good. It's shorter than the other ones. So I guess that's a sign that it is good. Raccoon. Personal passive benefit of +1 damage and +5% accuracy. Interesting. So that's just permanent. The boar. Interesting. The gelatinous cube has a charisma of 1. I think that's one of those things where... So, eagle is good. I think probably eagle. Okay. We definitely don't need strength. We are gonna completely dump quickness because we're gonna use spells for ranged combat. And body we might have to invest in at some point, but not right now. Well, we got spells, we got conjuring and spirits, and we got hacking. And yes, we are an eagle totem person. What's his face's totem in Dragonfall? I can't remember what. I mean, I remember the whole story with it. I just don't remember what the actual totem is. Yep. Okay. Oh, right. There we go. Our straight name is our name. First name T, last name W. Are you some sort of shaman? Yes. I mean, there's not classes in this game, but I think the pre-built character that has those summons is called a shaman.
One new message.
Hi. It's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story, that if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you.
Well, I was wrong.
Yeah. I was wrong. I'm on my way to Hong Kong now, to finish something I should have faced a long time ago. And I need you with me. I know we're not blood, and we didn't leave things in a good place. But you and Duncan are the only real family I have. Please, if our past means anything to you, meet me in Hong Kong right away. I'll explain more when you get here. I'm begging you. I'm almost out of time.
Oh, look at the pyramid. Oh, right. Okay, I thought it was okay. I remembered the Dragon Slayer, but I thought like that there was a specific like that was just like a title of of a thing. But I guess that's just what it was called. It's the Dragon Slayer. Okay. So like I said, so it's still a special economic zone in 2056. Well, the setting was made up in the like late 80s, early 90s, right? Although it's also like I don't know. I don't think the UK exists, and I don't know what the situation in China is with the government in this setting. Um, I mean, the US doesn't exist, so I don't. There we go. Okay. All right. Raymond Black, the old man gave you a home once, took you and Duncan off the gang-ridden streets of the Barrens, sheltered, educated, slapped sense into you both, till you almost resembled productive members of society. And then you took off, left it all behind, landed behind bars for a time, tried to start a new life after that. It's been 8 years since you've heard Raymond's voice, till out of the blue you got this cryptic message, a plea for help. Meet me in Hong Kong, right away. And, wired to your account, enough yuan to pay for the flight, and then some. The descent is rough. A squall comes out of nowhere, sending a solid sheet of rain punching into the suborbital transport. With a ragged shudder, the plane finally skids to a halt at the edge of the Cheklapkak tarmac. An hour and an interminable number of emotionless security checkpoints later, you hail a water taxi to Victoria Harbor. Hong Kong looms ahead, pulsing with energy. It's monsoon season. You step from the churning of the water taxi to the ponderous rocking of the docks, your stomach lurching at the transition. As soon as you're clear, the captain nods once and steers the small craft back into the harbor. The man never said a word, just handed you a worn brown duffel bag when you stepped on board, filled with gear, some stiff new body armor, and a note. Better safe than sorry. D. Above, smog-thick clouds hang low in the sky, reflecting the lights of the city in a nauseating swirl. The wind changes direction more than once, creating a heady stew of aromas. Diesel, sea salt, street food, and filth. It's all you can do to keep your in-flight meal where it belongs. Two figures stand waiting in the dim light of the pier. The first is an orc, lean, with in-your-face muscles and a jaw made to break fists. The second is an elf, one hand resting casually against her hip. Raymond Black is nowhere to be seen. Well, don't you look like shit? Duncan Wu, the closest thing you have to a brother. You haven't seen the man in 8 years. Still as charming as ever. He grins. Green's not really your color, Cade. Doesn't go with that nice new armor I got you. As soon as you open your mouth to respond, something shifts alarmingly in your stomach. A liquid bubbling sensation. Nice to see. Your stomach lurches again as another wave crashes against the pier. The taste of bile fills your mouth. It's good to start a game with throwing up. Listen, if you're gonna hurl, get it over with now. We gotta go find Raymond. I thought he'd be here. Never showed up. Still got the same baritone rasp. Had it since he was 12. Wu developed early. When was the last time you saw him? A few weeks ago. Before I got his message telling us to meet him here, I'd been working a lot, so I hadn't been by the house in a while. Any idea what's going on? York bows his head. His voice sounds far away. No clue. All I know is that Raymond hasn't been himself in a long time. How so? He's been restless, staying in his study, inside his own head a lot, and he barely sleeps anymore. I've been worried about him, but I haven't figured out what to do about it. He looks up at you and shrugs. And I didn't have a sister to turn to. Hell, wasn't too sure you were even still alive, until Raymond managed to track down your number. The woman standing beside him breaks in. We should get going, Duncan. Head back to the meeting point in case your dad shows up. Copy that, Sarge. They're wearing Lone Star body armor. Looks like Duncan Wu's gone private police. Great. You his partner? Unfortunately, yes. Although partner's not the right word for it exactly. I like superior officer better. She grins. I let him carry my coffee for me, write my parking tickets, that kind of thing. The woman taps her chest with an armored finger. Carter. I figured I could use some backup. Didn't know what Raid got himself into, and I wasn't sure you were going to show up. It's a tossed-off remark, but there's an undercurrent of resentment in it. Of course I showed up. Yeah, well, I wasn't so sure, you know? Shakes his head. Look, I'm glad you're here, Cade. Seriously. But I'm going to need some time to get used to having you around again. Been a while since I heard from you. Know what I mean? Memories of sleepless nights and lockup flash by, wondering if you'd ever see Duncan or Raymond again. Wondering if you even wanted to. And then stepping out into the daylight, suddenly free, the fallout of some obscure corporate restructuring. A few hundred new yen worth of apology from your former jailers, and a decision to start a new life. To leave the past behind. All of it. Until now. Yeah, we'll talk about it later, okay? Wu stares at you, his goggles reflecting the harbor lights. Yeah, okay. He scans the waterfront, frowning. Let's just find Raymond. He's supposed to meet us at the plaza on the other side of this pier. The sooner we find him, the sooner you all can have a big, happy family reunion over dinner. Carter grins. And the sooner I can find a place to get a drink around here. Damn right. Ahead of you. Oh yeah, this is covering up the text. I forgot about that. I don't know if I should move it. Oh, it's so big. Because okay. I think it's... Well, that's why you're reading it to us. I realize that, but... Alright, let's try that. I don't remember what it looks like in, like, combat and stuff, but... Ahead of you, Hong Kong rises serpent-like from the sea. Government and megacorp coil together, writhing in their basket of institutionalized corruption. No one can tell where the snake's body ends and its tail begins. That's what Raymond used to say. Duncan turns and starts down the pier. Carter follows. I don't remember Carter at all. But then again, I don't really remember anything other than Duncan. Keep the team alive. Head to the meeting location. So I'm kind of like, is this gonna be a BioWare opening where you have to have a party member that dies right at the start? But I don't think so. I think I just don't remember her. Also, what's the, okay. Fresh construction is expanding the harbor out into the water. Corporate interests can afford to create new streets. So this is our expert in assault rifle combat and non-lethal takedowns. Oh, great. That's worthless. Rifle's good. Doesn't have any cyberware affinity. Is she oh, she's a spellcaster. Well, see, this is what you get. This is why you get a Decker Rigger, because you don't get one right away. I've got power bolts. That's my magic missile. And my spells are mana bolt and haste. Oh, good. Well, haste is good. Duncan has a good rifle. Some armor. Oh yeah, what's my armor? Not great. She's got power bolt. She's got a whole bunch of spells. Oh, I guess these are actually like, because this is shaman spell, this is a mage spell. So I guess those are specific things. I think it's based on which skill they use. Because I think mine are, yeah, mage and shaman. Yeah. God, I'm like, I gotta go into stealth mode because I've been playing Deadfire for so long. Can't just run around and that's a good what is the no I want okay doesn't tell me. I want to know what the button for okay, I guess it's just this. It's just the button that tells the highlight stuff. I just want to be able to turn it on like in Deadfire. Wow, Duncan. Not in a hurry, huh? The guard shack at the end of the pier is dark and empty. Duncan gives the gate a push, but it doesn't budge. Huh. Well, that was open earlier. Duncan frowns. Looks pretty solid. Shouldn't there be someone here to let us out, or something? Yeah, it smells a little funny, doesn't it? Carter shrugs. Who knows, it's Hong Kong. Not exactly sure how things work around here. Come on, rookie. We can cut through the construction site. I hate it when you call me that. The previously locked construction site? Oh, there's a little thing. Gate is locked, but the nearby control panel appears accessible. Carter pulls it open with a metallic screech that pierces your skull, sending a new wave of pain down to your churning stomach. She examines the control panel for a moment, then throws Wu a backward glance. Looks like there's another way off the docks on the other side of this gate. I think I can bypass the lock. Let me take a crack at that. Carter steps aside to let you get to the panel. Well, enjoy. This is a civilian area, and security is light. You bypass the door circuit with ease. Gate rattles open. And you didn't even need hacking for that. Just intelligence. Oh, this is definitely a fight. Oh. Yup. Shouting in Cantonese! Group on the dock was fishing a package out of a speedboat when you surprised them. Now the package is at the bottom of the bay and the speedboat is disappearing into the distance. They close on you, red-faced and yelling. The light of the harbor glids off their weapons as they approach. The leader shouts something in Cantonese, but it's too fast to make out. You're rusty. It's been years since Raymond's house, and the language lesson that wouldn't end. The old man never spoke anything but his native language at home. Diamond said you just need enough intelligence to work out to press the button marked "Open the door." Wu speaks with authority. His Cantonese is as solid as ever. He never let it drop. You guys doing some late night fishing? Smuggler smiles. Oh yeah, we're fishing. For assholes. Wu points at their weapons. You're gonna need some better bait. All you're gonna catch with that is trouble. Lone Star, lay down your weapons. The spokesman laughs, looks at his crew. Hey, you talk good Cantonese, baby. Real authentic. Keeps laughing. Actually, you just told me to screw my light bulb. So something tells me you're not a cop. Or you're a cop from the UCATs, and you got no jurisdiction here. Grasps his rifle. Either way, this ends the same. Yeah, the United Confederacy of American... No, it's not Confederacy, but like something of American states. That's the kind of part of what's left of the US. I think he's done talking. Alright. You're now in turn-based combat mode. Yeah. Can I get anywhere with better cover? There's heavy cover facing the wrong direction. Yeah, if you haven't played this game, or one of the other ones, this is very XCOM. With smaller numbers of characters, but the university and colleges admission system in the UK, which can be just as dystopian. Oh, that requires 2, that's right. Okay, that's fine. Can we... You can get up there. Probably want to get the mage. Yeah, that's good. Wait. Oh, it went back to me. Okay. Okay. Do any of these guys have armor? I don't think so. Or wait, no, that's what that means, 2 armor? Oh, there's a guy over there I didn't even see. So... Let's keep hitting this guy. Yeah, sometimes you miss. What is the cooldown on this? 3? We don't have a very good chance to hit, so... Wow. Wow. Ouch. This is... my low body might already be an issue. Just a slight issue. This is, well, so my party members both have 5 body. I have 1 body. I have incredibly low HP. So this might be an issue, but... The game tried to tell you to raise your body when you failed the barfing minigame at the start. I didn't even think about that. Alright. Can I heal my... No, I can't. Why can't I heal me? I guess because the last wound, I already got healed technically from the last injury, from the trauma kit. I guess I had a single trauma kit. You dumped Khan. Yes, that is exactly what I did. I basically have like 2 Khan is the equivalent. I still want to kill this mage. Okay. Oh. Am I just dead? I might have to restart and actually put points into body. Yeah, I probably need points in body. Actually, I have leftover points. I could at least get to 2 body. That was good. Oh, you can't heal someone who's downed? What a worthless. Alright, there we go. There we go. Oh, we're still in combat because I have to get healed, I assume. Wow, we can't use that. Oh, okay. Wait. There we go. Maybe I just... I don't know what happened if I just ended without that. Alright, alright, alright. We'll get 2 body. I now have 20 hit points instead of 10. They all have 50. I don't really know what that is. I think it's like a ley line or something. I think it's one of the things that boosts your spellcasting. What is this? An illegal street drug, taco, from the leaked kamikaze formula. Alright. Take. Probably just sell it at some point. Another gate panel. This one's been vandalized and busted up good. A real nightmare of a repair job. Blue stares at the fence, considering. Loops and whirls of razor wire glitter in the lamplight. Looks edged with monofilament. Corporations here don't screw around. Why don't we just cut ourselves an opening? Shakes her head. Even if you could, it'd snap back on you. Ever seen a high-tension wire whip through a human body? You don't want to. Duncan nods his agreement. We aren't touching it. How about it, Carter? Think you can open the gate? Get the gate open? She winks at him. What do you think? She eyeballs the job. It'll take me a few minutes, though. Frowning, she leans in to get a closer look on the mangled fuse box. A few seconds later, she starts pulling wires and yanking fuses. Look of intense concentration on her face. Yeah, I thought she was a mage. What is this, some kind of hacker mage hybrid? What ridiculousness would that be? In Cantonese, Cade. Sounds like Raymond when he does that. In Cantonese. I thought she was a mage. She is. Carter likes to know how things work. She used to be on the bomb squad. We speak only Cantonese from now on, just like we did when we lived at Raymond's. Those endless drills are about to pay off. It's coming back. Won't be a problem. Nods once, satisfied, then turns his back and scans the horizon. At least you can still handle yourself in a fight. And you're a Lone Star now, huh? It's back still to you. That's right. Aren't you wondering what I've been up to for the last 8 years? Still giving you his back. Nope. Silence between you gets louder, heavier, and then it's broken by a sudden wailing screech, whose hand goes to his holster. The screech is replaced by the sound of grinding wheels. Glancing over the console, you see Carter grinning back at you. Got it. Did you? Oh, I guess it's open. Looks like it's still closed. Light from the nearby vendor stall stabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting, as rough voices drift on the wind. Where's everyone else? Where's the damned shipment? Haven't seen him yet. We just got here. Voice becomes irritated. Longway's probably waiting for us so we can haul it out of the boat for him. That lazy bastard. Let's just get out of here. Let him find us. Carter keeps her voice low. Looks like we're on a troll through Smuggler Central. Those gangsters don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. Might be better to take them out now while we've got the element of surprise on our side. The fact that Carter had no mini bio makes me think she's probably a red shirt, which is good as she's encroaching on your techno mage territory. So Typhon. So I said earlier that she kind of feels like the BioWare like person who exists to get killed off at the start of the game, but ambushing enemies. Ah, okay, that's neat. Does she not have that? Oh, she doesn't. That's weird. It's kind of weird to just not give her one regardless. So what, I have 2 now? Yeah, I need 3 if I want to get another point of body. Let's just go this way. Let's ignore them. I don't think they would have anything valuable. Alright. I found some credits. Some new yen. Oh. Hello. Wow. Oh, there's the, so there's the door where we tried to go through. Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped. Mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Hermits? Give me a minute. Makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. Must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. Reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arm forward, fists blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. All right, everyone, just be cool. Thick Troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Uh, hmm. Nah, it's never too late to be cool. Troll winks at you and gives his attention to Wu. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot just now. Something we can do for you, officer? His mouth breaks into a patronizing grin. Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too, keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. Who are you? He eyes Duncan. No one you want to mess with. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. We do odd jobs for money. Shadowrunners! What did he want with you? Troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. He needed friends. The heavily armed kind. The old man hired us to take you all on a little excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hired you? Takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. How do you do, fellow runners of the shadows? A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberdeck slung on her back, and a tall man standing behind them, unscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face. His jaw tightens! You're Shadowrunners! The troll nods. Yep. Wu's shoulders creep up. His stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals! I did not remember that. I once I started playing, I was like, "Oh, that's right. Duncan is a rent-a-cop," but I didn't remember that Duncan was such a fucking dork. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. Dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. Troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of the gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. Imagine Duncan's face with those equations running in front of him like that lady meme. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong beat of sweat and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. Hi, Mary. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning. He's focused squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. I'm doing alright. Happy to start this game. How are you doing? She's right. Let's focus on Raymond. You can tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wants us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. She waves a hand at the three of you. You too. Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Slum, right? I've heard of it. The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a shithole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. Oh, so we grew up in Seattle. I think. Feeling a little strange, but mostly good? Okay. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? Dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too. Just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. The Walled City's the last place I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of new yen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Interesting story. It seems like a good time to ramp down the threat of violence, don't you think? The troll flashes you a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down, and then somebody's gonna get shot. Oh, well, there's Carter. There she goes. Well, so you took cover there. It kind of looked like they got shot from over there, though. But I'm gonna take your word for it that you know where they got shot from. Oh no, not Carter. So let's see, who's still alive? The cyberdeck dwarf, which we also don't need. Sound of high caliber rifle shots hangs in the air. The red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. Who's Carter? Carter was our, Carter was our Trask. I think that's his name. The orc girl screams for cover. Nightjar! Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Got shot? No. She turns to the dwarf. That fucking troll's name was Nightjar? Yeah, we still have the shaman and the hacker, which is still a bit redundant, but not as redundant. I mean, the hacker's really the only one that's redundant, to be honest, because you only need one hacker, whereas everyone else you can kind of have as many. It's fine. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. Officer on megaphone. A voice plays out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Yeah. Oh, Duncan Wu, Cade Wolf, come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. This one looks cool. She's okay. She does look cool. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it! I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. Lone Star. He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. Dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her an explosion of plaster. We need a way out of here. Now. Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cops, Gobbit. We're the only ones. Little Orc whips her head toward her friend. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we gotta get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they could soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Get to the alley. Alright, where's the alley? Oh, okay. I vaguely remember this. So I want to go like there. You gotta stay in cover. That is not cover. That's not cover. Alright, Duncan, you might be... really? That's not cover? I don't like it. Why isn't that cover? Is that not up against the car? Oh, I guess it's not. It's behind the car. Well, that's really frustrating. Also, the perspective in this game is fixed. Like, you can't turn the camera. So that is a little bit annoying. I mean, obviously the art is all 2D. This art, the background art, but not being able to change the perspective is a little bit, for positioning, is a little bit difficult sometimes. Well, I don't like any of this. Because you guys can't, like, get to anywhere that's good. Well, see, they don't have descriptions either. Okay, we gotta try moving someone up here. Oh no, they're both doomed. Oh, we can't try. Or we can't move Duncan up, okay. I guess if we're gonna try moving someone, move her up. I do not feel great about this, though. I mean, also try moving Duncan up to, like, here. Which also doesn't seem great. These all seem like places that they're gonna get shot from, but... waiting also seems bad. Oh, shit! I didn't see them there. Oh, fuck. Alright. I thought that they were like... Because I was worried about the sniper who was like over here. I did not fucking... Okay, okay. This is... not great. So one, you need to kill this guy. Oh, you didn't quite kill him. There we go. You're fine. You have to move, I guess, here or there. Looks like here. What is that? Oh, a grenade. Lovely. There's a hacking point there, which is weird. Oh, you do have spells. Poison Fog. She does actually know healing spells. That's probably a good idea to heal. Those cost 2. Aiming. Or spray and pray. Missed. Oh god, stop shooting me. Why you gotta shoot me in particular? Use this. Then you get, yeah, 99%. Nice. Let's haste Duncan. Missed an 88% shot. Oh. Okay, okay. We're okay. Let's go like there. Is there anyone else? I'm gonna guess there's more guys up there. Why are these bikes not good cover? Seem like they're good cover. All the memories of Seawolf missing multiple 80% shots in Dragonfall come flooding back. Thanks, Don. Music is good. Let's go in here. Oh man. We could have took control or turned the drones on the cops. But we don't have a decker yet. I do want a decker if I'm not gonna be the decker. Oh hi, there's the cops. Conjure, huh? Oh, what does she have here? Oh, a grenade launcher! Yeah. Well, we hit a drone, even if we missed. I guess the drones are deactivated, so that doesn't actually matter. But... oh, nice. Nice. You got hit? I did not remember you getting hit, but I think we're gonna wait anyway. And then it means we're not gonna be... Let's see. Oh, you can't see anyone to attack. Nor can you get anywhere. Okay, maybe Willie Zane. I feel like I'm being burned. Let's see. See technically you can get up to there, which is cover, but... Okay, so if you... Since we have haste, if we haste you, and also aim you, because neither of you can actually see the enemies. You can run up here. Oh yeah! Oh, that's a grenade launcher. Oh, fuck off. Somebody got unhasted. Good. Should have done this beforehand, but nice. Nice. I didn't realize she actually had another movement. Doesn't really look like there's anyone else. Oh, there are guys. Alright, get behind the full cover. Duncan's really big. Oh! Enemies everywhere! Okay. I mean, that missed, but it also still hit all of them. So, did it really miss? Okay, that missed. Oh, shoot. I thought she could get up to the cover. Well, we'll just have to hope that they don't shoot her. I think that they will. Oh, I can't shoot. Humongous can truly say whether that was a miss or, okay, yeah, that was a fucking miss. Whoa, fuck! Oh, that was the sniper. Ouch. Heal yourself. And and then get behind cover. Nice. Nice. Oh, good. Ow. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's bad. Alright, can... No, cannot. Okay. Good. Great. So, let's see, where is that guy? He's down here. We get to, like, here. We're probably safe. Bye-bye! I have no HP! The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age. No more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nightjar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot. Kind of an asshole, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. She inhales a cleansing breath. Nightjar was a good guy. Always had our backs. Isabel's and mine. Isabel with a 0. Isabel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Rare to find a runner you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobbet looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You could feel the tension coming off him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I am a cop! Yeah, don't remind us, Duncan. We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there, damn it. She was... Ooh, he starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm gonna get some of my own people down here. Then we're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. Little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. People died in a hail of sniper fire. You're not going to do anything about it? Of course we're going to do something about it. In fact, we're going to do two things. Run and hide. Look, we got you to safety, but now we are done with this shit. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls this security grade PDA from its holster on his left leg. Sorry. I forgot about that they use PDAs. It starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops confused, and then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. Looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. Goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, Cade. You and me both. I mean, that's what the cop said. Did you not listen? Yeah! Figured as much. You heard him on the loudspeaker. They knew our names. He glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch a wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again, until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, points at the pile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. Turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. Well, there go all my free upgrade points. Isabel takes her PDA and repeats her boot stomping. There. She looks over at Gobbet, sighs, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we could do after your help back there. Thanks. Now what? Now what? Now we get out of the sewer and head our separate ways, right, Iz? Isabel isn't listening. She's staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go. Right now. Isabel's voice is monotone, but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us, too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Hainan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Cade Wolf, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Gobbet's face. Oh, shit. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell known as the White Star maintains ties to the state of Hainan and is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We've already issued an all-points bulletin, along with a killer capture order, for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you are on an authorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. Great. Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back into her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Goblet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before. Wu's voice is eerily calm. But now, we are well and truly fucked. Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? His mouth tightens. Not at all. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists. There's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with that whatever city state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the 2 of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Goblet wide-eyes the exits, tight as spring. You can hear the shallow panting as she leans towards one, then the other. We gotta go deep. Hit the mainland for a while, until we can figure this out. Find a hole to crawl into. Goblet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We gotta get them off the grid, too. Way off. Dwarf looks at Duncan, her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star, you got a security license, right? That means you got a sin, too. Wu's brow furrows. Of course I have a sin. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. Fucking Duncan. She runs her hand along her cyberdeck, thinking, that means that you can be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, try to use your cred stick or passport, the HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works, runner. So we're stuck in this country. No money, no passport, nothing. Yeah, Shadowrun etiquette does come up a lot as well, but I guess we're not Shadowrunners yet, so it's interesting how this is in some ways a very similar setup to Dragonfall, which is, you know, stumble onto something, a bunch of people get killed. Well, in Dragonfall only one person gets killed, but the investment is in people getting killed. But obviously this is a very different in you are a Shadowrunner in Dragonfall, and we're not in this game. Goblet pulls at her dreadlocks. She's supposed to have dreadlocks? I guess in the back? Oh, these. Oh, I didn't even realize that this is hair. Not a fan. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz, we were listed as your accomplices. We can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us one way or another. DNA samples, things we told you, astral residue, I don't know. Cop stuff. Those are meaty dreads. I mean, you haven't told us much of anything, but yes, they could get something. The little Decker looks up from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her make a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned, delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs a hand across his scalp. Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like this, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension seeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide and seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Let's just get on with it. What do we have to do? Goblet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn us in and hide us from the cops. Kindly Chang. Let me guess. This Kindly Chang is some sort of underworld hard ass. Like a walnut. Okay. She's what's known as a straw sandal, kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate, their triad. Kindly Chang controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Option 2 there. Good luck with that, nerds. I'm going home. Yeah. I'm not sure how we would accomplish that. Middle manager. Is the Yellow Lotus a syndicate or a retail outlet? Dabbit leans in, serious as death. Do not get the wrong impression. Kindly Cheng is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources. She's smart, and she is not to be underestimated. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Cheng is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Nightjar's job? You mean you work with her? What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the core. Corpse, rather. Kindly Cheng is our fixer. God. The, literalization of the terminology in this setting is always really funny to me. Shadowrun, calling themselves Shadowrunners is one thing. Calling them their operations Shadowrun is sillier. And then, of course, there was one point in Dragonfly, I remember, where they actually talked about, when it's, when you run the shadows like we do, and I just couldn't handle it. It was too ridiculous. I Shadowrun, you Shadowrun, he, she, it Shadowruns, yeah. Gobbet tries to make her voice light, confident. Just stay on her good side. You'll have nothing to worry about. Let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all hell down upon us. I mean, my question, if I were in this, would be, why would she help us instead of just turning us in? But... Seems like a lot of threat to her for not much possible gain. We are about to leave this location. You scramble up a ladder and through an access way where the sewer system spits you out into the Hong Kong Mass Transit Railway System, the MTR. Crossing the rails, you climb up to the platform and into the station. Above you is Hioi, where the rat shaman and the little decker plan to plead your case to Kindly Chang, the one woman they know who can help you get underground and off the grid fast. But there'll be a price. Chang is a triad boss whose favors tend to come with strings attached. The sound of a waterfront at night leaked down from the stairway to the surface. Good night, Mary. Peering up the steps, you can catch a glimpse of the night sky, overcast and low. Ooh, 5 karma. The sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical access ways that eventually link to a system of railway tunnels. Gobbet leads you through 5 or 6 magnetically sealed doors and across several sets of electrified tracks until she indicates you've reached your destination. One thing I just realized about the body thing is when you're a rigger, you don't actually have to get in combat range of anyone. Obviously, sometimes you start combat range, but once a lot of times battles will progress, you're moving forward, and you just stay put, and your drones move forward, which is probably why it was easier to have low body when I was a rigger. Of course, then sometimes you get people spawning in the back and come behind you, and you're the only one there, and then that's a problem. The sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical access ways that eventually link to a system of railway tunnels. This is different from what the loading screen said, but Gobbet leads you through 5 or 6 magnetically sealed doors and across several sets of electrified tracks until she indicates you've reached your destination. She holds up her hand, indicates the surrounding platform. This is the MTR station for Hioi. Once you go up those stairs, you'll be in our neighborhood. Kindly Chang runs her operation out of a mahjong parlor there called Swift Winds. Wu rips off his goggles. Oh, he ripped off his goggles! Look at that. There's an APB out on us. How do you expect us to get to Swift Winds place without taking a bullet? Hioi is well known as a protected area. Kindly Chang sees to that. It's a shadow community. Smugglers, hijackers, black marketeers. You get the idea. Cops tend to give the place a wide berth. Isabel gives a shallow nod. Her gaze remains planted on the floor. Police cameras don't last long here. Between the smog and the cloud cover, we shouldn't have to worry about drone surveillance either. The HKPF won't find you, not if you follow our lead. Yaba winds her stance, puts her hands on her hips. Now here's how this is going to work. You can't get an audience with Chang until we secure you an invitation. So me and Iz will go on ahead and pay our respects. Then request that she see you. Politely. An invitation? How do we get that? The rat shaman smirks. We'll kiss her ass until it shines. Isabel sighs. That's about the size of it. Gabbett holds up a hand. One more thing. Kindly Chang is a dangerous woman. She may seem friendly, but don't let your guard drop. And whatever you do, do not disrespect her. Got it. Drops her hand, nods to the three of you. That's it. We'll go on ahead and smooth the way. Just give us a few minutes head start, and don't talk to anyone. What if a local recognizes us from the news broadcast? Calls the cops. Gabbett smirks, shakes her head. No one in Hioi calls the cops. Doing that around here is a quick way to get dead. Thanks for the help. She squints at you, confused. We're helping ourselves as much as we're helping you, Seattle. We need our sins burned as badly as you do. We need your sins burned as badly as you do. And we need to figure out a way out of this shit, or we're all dead. Plus, we could use the muscle right now. Her voice turns sheepish. Just saying. Well, one of us is muscle. She quickly turns away. See you at the mahjong parlor. She has like weird. She's weird looking. Shadowrun's footsteps quickly fall away, and then you're alone with Wu. He grunts something unintelligible and begins panther stalking back and forth again. Boot prints of sewer water and muck marking his path on the subway platform behind him. Minutes pass. Wu stops his pacing and runs both hands over his face, groaning a sound of anxiety and disgust. It dissipates, and he stands there silently, his hands covering his face and his shoulders shaking with emotion. Then, he begins to laugh. It's a laugh that comes from down deep, and from the place where fear and frustration and impotence swirl. Oh yeah, muscle. Body 2 means you can do one push-up. But the barrier holds. Wu focuses, taking control of his breathing, and his laughter begins to slow. He becomes himself again. Oh my god, Cade. An aftershock of laughter shudders through him. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell are we doing here? How did we get into this? Drops his hands and turns to you, shaking his head in disbelief. I think I'm gonna lose it. Go ahead, we're alone. Wu walks to the wall of the subway station silently. He stands there a moment lost in thought, and then his fists explode in a flurry of punches. He hits the wall hard, sending plaster crumbling to the floor at his feet. The orc breathes heavily for a moment, head down, hands on his hips, spent. Carter's dead, Cade. I fucking ended her. Puts his hand to his forehead. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Sounds like she was more than just your partner. Turns to you with a blank face. More than just a partner. Of course she was. And he gets it, and his hackles raise. She was my training officer, you idiot. My mentor. I didn't mean anything by it. Wu waves you off with a gnarled hand. Carter was my partner. She had my back. You get how important that is? What it means to lose that? When you're out there on the streets facing down a food riot, you need to know someone's looking out for you, that you're standing next to someone you can depend on. That was Carter. Yeah, when you're putting down the poors, because they're angry, they're not allowed to eat all that food. His shoulders slump and he exhales heavily. She was like my compass, my anchor, some such shit. She kept me, I don't know, sane. Sounds like a good woman? Don't patronize me, Cade. He steps back, sucking in a deep breath. Screw it. Whatever she was, I'm throwing her down the memory hole. You know why? He snarls, spits, because it doesn't matter now. Because we're gonna burn our sins, Cade. Jesus Christ, do you get what that means? The moment we do that, we're dead. To all the world, we're dead. We're wiped clean. Counts it off on his fingers. Raymond, the house we grew up in, my career, Carter, all gone. No home, no money, no identity, nothing. Waves his hand, brushes it all away. We'll be nobody. We were street kids, Duncan. We're used to being nobody. Just chill. Chill? Who the fuck are you to tell me to chill after what just happened? And you aren't losing what I'm about to lose either. Our paths went in different directions a long time ago. Lou's neck cranes forward, his lower jaw thrust out ahead of him. You left me behind, goddammit. You left me behind. Calling it now, burn our sins is going to be this game's running the shadows. I don't think anything can be worse than running the shadows. You left me behind. Memories flash bright. Suddenly you're back 8 years ago on the street outside of Raymond's house. Just you and Wu, in the middle of the night. Oh, flashback! Oh my god, look at young Duncan. That's a drastic. You can't just leave like this, Cade. Dio, what are you doing? What am I going to say to Raymond? You know how he is. I got something to attend to, Duncan, and I can't wait. That's what you keep saying, but you still won't tell me what's going on. What is so important that you have to run out now in the middle of the night without even telling Raymond why? He's distraught. You could see it on his face, hear it in his voice. He used to be so lost without you. All truth. Let's see. Why did we leave? I've got a friend in a bind, Duncan. That's all I can say about it. I have to go help. His eyes widen. I thought I knew all your friends. He shakes his head. I don't like this, Cade. It sounds like the kind of shit we said we'd leave behind. Look, whatever's going on, I can tell you one thing. Raymond will not approve. I know. Why do you think I'm sneaking out? Be back before the weekend. You remember the look on Duncan's face as you walked away. The events that followed were a blur, one thing you don't care to remember. 3 days later, you were behind bars in a private corporate prison. No interrogation, no charges, no appeal. Years later, some corporation bought some other corporation, and the new board of directors pushed through some sort of reform agenda, and the higher-ups gave an order. And then you were out, with a few hundred new yen to your name and one scary-as-hell non-disclosure agreement ensuring your silence. Not that it mattered to you anymore. You were starting fresh, determined, until Raymond tracked you down, left you that voicemail, brought you to Hong Kong, and back together with Duncan. It is neat. You realize that Wu's been staring at you. Now let's hear it. Where the hell have you been all this time? Why didn't you contact me? At least to tell me you were still alive. It's not my fault, alright? I was in a cell. I don't like she says Wu there. Alright. I wanted to, Duncan. But I was locked up tight. Corporate black site. No communication. No shit. He squints at you, full lie detector mode. Oh. Fuck. I had no idea. Range of emotions plays across Wu's face. He stares at the ground for some time before finally looking back up at you with a heavy sigh. Wow. I really don't know how to process that one right now. He shakes his head. I don't know. If we're still alive tomorrow, we can talk more. This shit is too much. So that's the truth, but it's not really the truth because we got out how long ago? We don't know how long. We don't know how many years we were in prison, but not the entire 8 years. We're marooned on this island, hunted by the cops. My partner is dead. Raymond is missing. We're about to go see a crime lord about erasing our goddamned identities. And as a bonus, our only allies are a pair of tiny criminals who would kill us if they could, so they didn't have to deal with us. He rubs his head viciously. Listen, Cade, back in the Barrens, whenever I was out of control, you just handled the situation, remember? With Carter gone, I'm just a raw nerve. I'm afraid I'm going to slip back. People are going to start getting hurt again. No one's going to get... Well, people are going to get killed. That's not true. I got your back, Duncan. He stares at you hard, like he's trying to see something inside your head. His voice comes out flat. We'll see. Just don't press it. I need time to get used to you. Now let's go meet that triad woman and get our damn sins burned. Want to rip off the bandage as fast as I can. And even worse, I can't wear my awesome trademark goggles anymore because they're too recognizable. I don't understand the goggles thing. Were they cop goggles? Like, I could see that, I guess, but they didn't say that. Hioi. A makeshift boat city latched onto the Kai Tak riverfront like a parasite. Behind you, a massive snarl of dark and derelict high-rises dominates the horizon. The walled city. They totally looked like cop goggles. So let's see, where are we actually supposed to go? Oh, not using the intercom, no. So we're not supposed to talk to anyone first before we... Can we go down here? Kind of. Fucking Oakley's. I don't actually know where... Oh, Law's Techno Palace. Don't mess with the law. Triad Guard. Is that where we're supposed to go? Let's see. Go to the Mahjong parlor. Okay. Also, I guess we'll get another point of body. Could go up to 4, but let's see how 3 feels in a fight. The original name has been sloppily painted over with black paint. Newer but somewhat weathered characters have been painted in bold brushstrokes and read Bolt Hole. Smuggler. This is so. I'm assuming this is the new, you know, home base area. Huh. Like what it was called in Dragonfall. The Kreutz Bazaar. Just exploring. Alright. Looks like... The Swift Wind's Mahjong parlor, filled with the stink of cigarette smoke, the incessant click-clack of Mahjong tiles, and the grim faces of hardened gamblers. The hardened Mahjong gamblers. Kindly Chang. Yes. Yeah, look at, I'm kind of surprised how tall she is. She's very tall. She doesn't really seem like super tall in her art. Or in her portrait, rather. You could feel every eye in the room as you crossed the Mahjong parlor to the middle-aged woman sitting patiently at its end. The click-clack of ivory-colored tiles stops. Hands stray beneath tables, into jacket pockets, behind backs. The woman has the face of a prison guard and the demeanor of an inmate. Her salt and pepper hair is pulled into an iron-hard bun, and beneath it, two shiny black eyes offer nothing. Buttons sewn on a doll. A nearly empty bottle of something foul rests on her mahjong table, nestled between a pair of dirty shot glasses. Tiny puddles of brown linger at their bottoms. Gaba and Isabel stand on the other side of the table, heads lowered, shoulders slumped, hands clasped. They risk a frightened glance at you as you approach. Kindly Cheng's voice is nasal and rusty mean. My little pair of fuck-ups here told me all about what happened at the docks. She dips a pinky into a shot glass, brings it to her mouth, removes it with a sharp smack. How two of my best runners had their heads put out. How you need protection, and how you need to get your identities wiped before you get your heads put out too. Potentially leading the heat to my front door, placing me and everyone in my employ in danger. She fingers the rim of her glass. So wise, so very, very wise. The young shaman's eyes never leave the floor. We're sorry, Auntie, we thought. Black eyes flash. You mustn't speak until you're spoken to, Gobbet dear. Smile turns mean. And since you are one short hair away from being dumped in the river chained to Isabel's corpse, I suggest you let your new friends here do the talking for a while. Does that make sense to you, dear? Her treacly voice is back, sweet, nasal, and grinding. Dark circles ring Gobbet's armpits. Yes, Auntie. Cheng inclines her head gently. Very good. You learn so quickly. Remain silent. The say nothing. She pours another drink. Her cheeks are rosy, already flushed. Now, my darlings, I understand from little rat shit here that you came from Seattle to meet with my client, Mr. Black. Wood's jaw tightens at the word client. But before you could find him, the HKPF started splattering gray matter everywhere, and everything went to shit. And now you need your sins burned so you can disappear before you end up dead too, is that right? Yes, ma'am. Very good. Why don't we start with you telling me who you are? So I think this is my nickname rather than my full name. Call me Kate. I'm trying to, because I'm like, if I tell her my full name, is she gonna be like, or my, last name, is she gonna be like, no, you need a nickname? And if I tell her this, is she gonna be like, no, I need your real name. But she already knows our real names because it's on the news. Oh, you've already chosen a street name. Yes, I've chosen a very deceptive street name. No one will ever figure out who it is. How prescient of you. Sheng looks at you approvingly. It's a good name. Has real character. She flutters her eyelashes at you. Now, what's your real name? I mean, you do want me to erase your identities, don't you, dear? I'll need to know who you are first. Okay. Well, whatever. This is my fault. Cade. I do what needs doing. She rests her chin on her hand. I know the type. And how did you become someone who does what needs doing, Cade? All lies. Picks it up young. I've been in the cooler for a few. I mean, if she knows our names and she's gonna hunt down our sins, like, she can find out all this shit, so. Wu's brow furrows and he shakes his head. Still can't believe it. Kindly Chang whips her head towards Wu, a nasty retort already on her lips. But then she stops, sticks out her lower lip as she sizes him up. She turns to her lieutenant standing behind her, nodding her approval. Looks like the gun show is in town. What's your name, gun show? Wu's focus remains straight ahead. Duncan Wu. I'm a cop. Lone Star. I hear there were some fresh corpses found in the docks tonight. Smugglers, I believe. Didn't sound like the Hong Kong police when I heard about it. You're doing? Duncan Wu? Wu's eyes remained fixed on a spot on the wall behind him. He smolders. I identified myself as Lone Star, but they wouldn't stand down. They had weapons. It was self-defense. She puckers her lips at him, her voice sing-song. I don't care, sweetie. They weren't my people. But now I know you're a life-taker, Mr. Gun Show. You and your friend here. She begins arranging mahjong tiles on the table in front of her. But now I'm curious. Why were you meeting Raymond Black on the docks tonight? He's a friend. Said he needed our help. Cheng's black eyes flash. Really? You have a lot of 65-year-old friends who you'll fly around the world to help? You raised us. Raymond Black is our foster father. That makes her pause. Cheng lifts her bottle of swill and eyes the label, connecting the dots in her own head. Interesting. A look of disgust passes over her face. Sorry, kids, but he was looking like shit when I saw him. Eyes half open, dark circles around them, dragging his feet, the whole bit. She tisks in displeasure. Your foster daddy was in a bad place. Sounds like he wasn't sleeping. Could be. From what he said, it sounded like he was having nightmares. He would stop in the middle of a sentence and mutter something to himself. One time it was about the walls breathing or something. Another time it was about teeth. Thousands of teeth. I remember him drifting off near the end of our meeting. Looked like he was off somewhere else in his head. He said, I left prosperity in there. And then Nightjar put his hand on Mr. Black's shoulder, asked him why he wanted to go into the walled city so badly. That seemed to bring him back. When your old man opened his eyes, they were full of tears. Then he muttered something else I couldn't make out. She pours herself another shot, tosses it back, and rubs her belly. Your daddy got really irritating after a while. I can imagine. She grabs a long, slim cigar from a pack on the mahjong table, lights it. All right, let's get to it. She exhales smoke and points two fingers at you and Wu. You two need your sins burned, and you need them burned fast. Hong Kong dragnets are bad news. When they roll in force. Armored personnel carriers, heavy armor, heavy weapons, sorcerers, the whole thing. and they aren't coming to arrest you. She folds her arms across her chest. The thin cigar bobs in her mouth as she speaks. The good news is I can help you. With the wave of my hand, I can have your sins disappear. But you need to understand, my darlings, is that what you're asking for is not a simple request. Burning a sin isn't just deleting a number. It's wiping all references to that number from all of the world's largest databases. It's masking your mugshot in their facial recognition database so that the first camera you walk past doesn't bring them down on you like a ton of bricks. It's covering our fucking tracks so that the act of burning your sin doesn't lead them right to us. It requires contacts in numerous corporations and the UK's government. Smoke rolls out of the Triad boss's nose. It requires someone like me. Therefore, I need to make a choice. She takes another drag on her cigar and gently places her palm flat on the table. Do I kill you and dispose of your bodies before the cops come looking for you? Or do I help you burn your sins? I don't know if this is disrespectful or not. But I feel like we gotta use our special option. If I were you, I'd be more interested in protecting my rep. 2 of your people were just clipped. If you don't do something about it, it's a show of weakness. Cheng rests her chin on her hand again and smiles at you coldly. So clever. So clever. Her chin stays on her hand, but her eyes look past you, surveying the Yellow Lotus soldiers in the room. Yes, I have been placed in a delicate situation, haven't I? Regardless, that's the situation whether you're alive or you're sucking dirt. She stares at you for a long moment, the chin still on her hand, thinking, taps her ash on the floor without taking her eyes off you. A low, reluctant growl rumbles somewhere deep in her throat. You live. You're clever, and I like that. I'll put your sins to the torch. However, I'll need to call in several valuable favors within my network to do it. And those favors do not come cheap. Certainly an interesting interpretation of etiquette. Well, you know. It's the word they've chosen. Kindly Cheng stubs out her cigar. You will owe me. What do you want us to do? I want you to deliver a message for me to a business associate in the walled city. The Yellow Lotus has a strong presence inside. Isabel can tell you about it, can't you, dear? Isabel grew up in the walled city. Isabel's eyes remain lowered. They collect taxes for the corporations, extort protection money from shopkeepers, run drugs, guns, people. They hurt people. We do those things, yes, but to be fair, we also operate the walled city's black market. You might not be alive today if it weren't for the lifeline that we provide. Isabel clams up tight. Cheng picks up a mahjong tile and turns it with her fingers. There is a red pole, sort of enforcer, yes, on the inside. His name is Strangler Bao. Bao is a strong man, good soldier, but he has forgotten his place. I need you to remind him. You want us to make an example of him? Did I say I wanted you to make an example of him? No, I want you to deliver a message. Just toss you a memory stick. Bring this to him in my name. And remember that Bao's men are my men. By right, they should all be serving me. Killing them would be a waste of resources. I have no use for dead soldiers. They run drugs, guns, people, but they don't run the shadows. Yeah! Oh boy. She turns to Gobbet and Isabel. One of you will go with these 2 Westerners to the walled city, help them locate Bao and show them the ropes. The other will remain here with me. I have several menial and degrading tasks that need doing around the establishment. No matter who goes and who stays, you'll both pay for bringing an APB to my doorstep. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Now, I'm gonna find out who ordered the hit on Nightjar and do some dentistry on him with power tools. She closes her eyes and smiles with pleasure. That boy was my favorite. He sang to me sometimes. She opens her eyes again and sneers. That other one, I don't care about. Gutshot was an asshole. Apparently everyone thinks so. She turns away and waves you off with the back of her hand. That will be all, darlings. Return to me when you are done. Well, I gained some more karma. So did we only get 3 people? We usually have... I don't remember how big the party was in Dragonfall. I want to say it was 4. Alright, now we gotta talk to people. Did you even get a portrait for Gunshot? I don't remember one. I don't think so, because he never spoke. He didn't ever have a dialogue. Like, even a silent dialogue. Nobody over here, apparently. This has got to be a place you can go into. Maybe you just can't go into anything yet, but you can talk to people. You can't go inside things, into the buildings yet. Because you can go without being able to go in there, too. Smuggler. Just off the docks, you spot a sea-worn man with a smile that's almost too wide for his head. His teeth shine white against the thick black bush of his beard. His clothes are a myriad of colors, patterns, and fabrics, a smattering of cultures draped across his body. If there's anything he's clearly advertising, it's the extent of his travels. And then his actual picture. I look forward to 20 hours time when people are still relentlessly calling Gutshot an asshole. That would be really funny, as a recurring joke in this game. You see something you like? His voice is coarse, like steel wool on your eardrums. Come and get it, because now's your last chance. Everything is on sale. Won't find prices like these anywhere else, my friend. Show me what you're selling. Oh, guns! Sniper rifle? I do need a sniper. I miss, what's her name a lot. My troll sniper. She was fucking awesome. Let's go talk to the law. Insulation on these heavy wires is cracked. They buzz and crackle occasionally as stray drips from the awning strike them. Wait, what? Oh, I guess you can't walk up there. I guess he's not out yet. Or she. They. That's close enough, friend. The club is members and invites only. I suggest you move along. He has a cyborg cat. What's this one? This is an intercom, right? A massive steel security door is set into a bunker-like concrete wall. There's no sign or identification of what this place is. The battered intercom is encased in a cage of welded steel and armor glass. Grainy letters are barely readable on the screen. Chrome Alley, medical services and mechanical repair. Premises protected by deadly weapons and infectious diseases. Wow. That's a lot. Theo, be nice. Okay. The thug taps his earpiece, gestures with his head. Annie Chang said you'd be coming. You can pass. Well, he's got special goggles still. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright. We take, Gobbet. Yeah, okay, so we will have 4 normally. Either Gobbet or Isabel must be present, and we don't get to take anyone else. Theo! Theo. Hey, Theo! Be nice. Aw, Rose is running away. Kowloon, walled city, the most densely populated spot on Earth. Nearly 40,000 people crammed into 7 acres of chaos, poverty, disease, and vice. A self-contained city that collects no taxes and provides no city services. Didn't they say that the... never mind. Stagnant water sits in temporary wells. Trash lies piled on roofs for controlled burns. Improvised structures lean dangerously over populated areas. It's the ideal breeding ground for all manner of illicit trade: drugs, gambling, black market trade, metahuman trafficking, and everything in between. The only law is triad law. And now you need to enter this septic system of a city. Find a triad enforcer named Strangler Bao and deliver a message from Kindly Chang. What? Oh, this is in stash. I see. We don't have anything in stash, obviously. Yeah, they changed up this interface. Just more stiff. Yeah, I need more spells. I only have 2 spells. She starts with a bunch of spells. Twice as many. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy. But... Gobbet's rags. Well, that seems... Oh, look at that! You get to see her. Oh, look at those pants. What is going on with those pants? Yeah, I mean, you can see her dreads a lot better here. So... that don't look very exciting. Dio! Hey, Duncan's portrait. He still got his goggles on! The goggles are back. Dio! Don't need to spend that yet. Foul, oily water rains down from above, mixes with the filth and offal and swill of the streets, turns it into a flowing slurry of unrecognizable sewage. In the distance, the sounds of back alley activity add to the ambience at your arrival. breaking glass, the crackling hiss of a garbage fire, faint screams of terror punctuated by the occasional gunshot. Sex and business and violence and misery blended into one. Wu winces at the stink, waves a hand in front of his face. Raymond said that prosperity is in the walled city, but I don't see it. Why the hell would he want to set one foot in this place? You got me. As I said, the walled city is the worst slum in... Walled City is the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Maybe in the world. A rat pokes its head out of a fold in her clothing, squeals softly. She reaches up a hand to comfort it. There's something wrong with this place. It isn't just a slum, it feels poisonous somehow. On an astral level. It turns my stomach to even come near it. Dio, what is going on? You're just so agitated right now. Come on. Be nice. Don't beat up on Rosa. I'll be done soon. Wu nods in agreement. Okay, you were right. This isn't the Barrens. It feels, I don't know, thicker. He goggles the place! Alright, so he just took his goggles off for, like, emotional emphasis. Dio, don't bite me. But you need any further law? I'm not biting me either. Oh, okay. Well, now they're running out to the kitchen. Rosa ran away and Dio chased her. Which way? The Lotus Den. That's what Bao calls his little corner of hell. I don't know where it is offhand, but I have a way of finding things. There's a flurry of motion at her hip, and a second pair of beady eyes appears. Gobbet shifts her hand from one rat to the other, stroking each in turn. They probably aren't expecting anyone to come in force. We can kick down the door, drop the guards, hand over the message, get the hell out. Kindly doesn't want them dead. She wants them to remember where their royalties lie. It's tough to remember much of anything when you've got a bullet in your head. I mean, we could kill them if you really wanted to. Technically, Bao is the only one that has to live. But I'd rather keep Annie Cheng happy than piss her off again. Well, that'll be up to them. If they don't try and kill us, we don't dust them. Got it. Let's get this done. Oh, not that way, I guess. A putrid stench emanates from the remains of this building. You see nothing that would cause it. Well, that's great. Over here. Help. Bloodied woman. Alright. A young woman lies on the ground. She's a bloody mess. Streaks and spatters of crimson crisscross her blouse and mat her hair. Judging by the quality of her clothing and the bag on her shoulder, you'd make her out as a student. She's out of place here as a librarian would be in a game of urban brawl. That's apparently a specific thing in capital letters. She struggles to move, but she's clearly exhausted. The dark circles under her eyes tell you that she hasn't slept in days. When the woman sees you heading her way, her face hardens. You see her hand slip into her jacket pocket, but as she studies your faces, the fear in her eyes gives way to curiosity. You guys don't look like you're from around here. A hacking cough shakes her, but her eyes remain fixed on you. You either. Who are you? I'm a student at HKU. She glances around watchfully over her shoulder at the buildings looming above her, into windows nearby. Doing some research. Gotta finish before I leave. This place is dangerous. What are you doing here alone? I wasn't alone. Not until a few days ago. Another long, wet cough. Been living with a family in one of the inner blocks for the last couple of months, working on my master's thesis. Fuck off. What happened to the family? pained expression washes over her face. I'm not 100% sure. The mother, she worked in a dive bar as a hostess. The father was a handyman. They never really went anywhere. Didn't have the money to. I woke up one day and the whole family was gone. Just gone. I squatted in their place for a while, but then some people started coming around, eyeing the place. I figured I should get out, finish my research as fast as I could, and head back to campus. And then I got sick. What kind of research would you do in a place like this? My thesis is about feng shui in the sixth world. This was the right place to do it, the only place to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. What does feng shui have to do with a slum? Everything, I think. Absolutely everything. Oh my god. I don't know about this. Rich people hire geomancers to design the interiors of their homes, to attune them just right to achieve balance and harmony. The poor have nothing like that. Leave a slum to fester long enough and you get this. She glances at her surroundings, look of profound disgust on her face. I think that the negative feng shui of places like this affects the people who live here, that it changes them in a fundamental way, makes them less capable of breaking the cycle and getting out. And that's what I'm trying to prove. Before the awakening, people thought of feng shui as a philosophical system. Now, in the sixth world, it's more than that. It's actually a form of magic. The whole thing revolves around qi, the invisible life energy that binds every person and thing together. It's very real here in Hong Kong. Nobody knows the reason why. Maybe it's only real because people believe that it is. That's not how magic works in Shadowrun. The important thing is, it's a measurable, quantifiable phenomenon. There's an entire industry that's grown up around it. So, how's the qi in this place? It's wrong. All wrong. The feng shui in the walled city is completely screwed. I mean, look at the place. She gestures at the squalor surrounding you. You can feel it, right? I felt that something was wrong the moment I walked in. Bad qi, huh? Yeah, bad feng shui. Qi needs to flow or it goes sour. Positive feng shui allows that to happen. The woman clears her throat, then lets out a hacking cough. The effort requires a moment for her to recover before she speaks again. You know, I hate to admit it, but I could use some help. I started running I guess you'd call it an experiment of sorts. Nothing conclusive, just a few quick trials to support my hypothesis before I go into hardcore data gathering mode. There are only a few things left to do. If you could finish them for me, I could get out of here. She holds out a crumpled piece of paper. Please, follow notes on this sheet. Duncan takes the paper from her outstretched hand and examines it, frowning. Just say what you need us to do. I need you to make adjustments to the area's feng shui. My notes will tell you how. And to record the results. The goal is to remove sources of friction and to record the results. My hypothesis is that even small adjustments can have a measurable impact on qi flow. If I'm right, it should improve, and life here should get just a little bit better. Well, no promises. Repair the walled city is apparently the objective related to this. What are the actual, like... Well, we don't get told, okay, what the things on the list are. Street vendor gestures toward a jumbled pile of tarnished chains, costume jewelry, and trinkets on a stained flannel blanket. Look at these beauties. Very valuable, very pretty. Show me what you're selling. Well, that's not very exciting. Wires are sparking dangerously just above the doorway. Patch the worn-out coating. Wire coating. Quick patch job with some nearby waste rubber leaves the wires safe once more. Okay. That just seems like a, repairing a hazard. That doesn't seem like it affects the feng shui. Spiritual energy? Gobbet comes up short. She gestures down at a pile of filthy rags on the ground, a man's shirt encrusted with dried blood and grime. Hey, hold up. This cloth has a lot of negative energy coming off it. I think there's a spirit bound to it. I feel it too. What do you think it is? Well, it's a ghost. Either that or a spirit of man that thinks it's a ghost. It's hard to be sure. She stares at the cloth, frowning. Whatever it is, it's upset. I can feel its anger and sorrow from here, but that's all I can get from it while it's hiding like this. I could coax it out of the cloth and talk with it if you want. Maybe it'll lead to something, she shrugs. Or it could attack us and rip out our souls. There's no way to tell without trying. I'm up for a spirit chat. As the energies bound to the cloth begin to swirl, Gobbet cocks her out appreciatively. Not bad, Wolf. I like your style. The air above the bloody rags shimmers. Slowly, something close to a man shape coalesces into being. A soft voice echoes out from deep inside, as if it began somewhere else. What is this? The spirit peers at you through eyes as soft and undefined as poached eggs. Where am I? You're dead. I'm sorry. I am? He raises his hand to examine them, blank eyes sweeping over dead flesh. How? What's the last thing you remember? The last thing? Spirit searches the sky for an answer. I was pushed out of my shop, hunted through alleys. Spirit's mouth widens in horror. Bao and his men. I wouldn't pay them. Wouldn't accept their protection. Proud. I was too proud. A cold light flares from somewhere deep its throat. They tore me apart. Butchered me like a duck. It searches the sky, the ground, tearing at the memories inside itself. As it relives its own death, a network of deep cuts opens in its waxy skin, splattering black ichor on the ground. The cold light within it grows brighter. It pulses up the thing's throat and into its mouth, forcing its jaw to unhinge like a snake. A burning radiance pours out of the spirit's mouth like vomit, splattering to the ground an ectoplasmic flood of anger and despair. I don't want it to send it after to kill them. Well, that was nasty. Bao and his men. Yes, we want to find them. He looks confused, lost. I don't. You can get us past Bao's guards and into the walled city, so we can find him. Spirit's eyes roll in its head and it shudders, struggling to let the passion dissipate. I had a friend. It squeezes its eyes shut as it struggles to remember. A smuggler of animals. He had a space. A hidden secret. Yes, Spirit, tell me about the secret space. An entrance in the sublevels. The Spirit clasps its head in its hands. A chute. A door. Red paint and numbers. 5, 4, 6, 5. 5, 4, 6, 5. Thank you, Spirit. Entity squeezes its eyes shut and turns away. 5, 4, 6, 5. 5, 4, 6, 5. The market stall has been picked clean, its owner replaced by a pool of dried blood. Well, we don't want... don't want to fight. You come upon a heavily muscled triad soldier screaming at a bearded old man holding a bleeding nose. The punk wags a cheap disposable cred stick in the old man's face. This? The bright plastic case would look cheerful if it wasn't smeared with blood. This isn't enough. You've got two options, old man. You could find a way to pay me all the money, or you can drag your bony ass deeper into the wall. Find a spot for yourself there with the pimps and the predators. They should find a nice use for you. Your choice. The old man wails. It's not fair. I can't just pick up and leave. I've been living here 22 years, and I... Is this how it's gonna be? Rolls his burly shoulders. Fine by me. Jesus. He rolled his burly shoulders and then kicked his ass. He's out cold. Oh, I guess we don't get to, like, try and tend to him or anything. That would be... I'm a little kid. Tires have been set aflame and have been burning for some time. The smell is awful. But we can't do anything about it? Oh. Bucket of sand. Oh. There we go. Pour the bucket of sand onto the flames. Flames are stifled beneath the dirty sand and soil from the bucket. Alright. 2 out of 3. So I wonder if... Oh wait, we probably can't walk past these guys. Step back, you'll regret it. Well-muscled and heavily tattooed triad member looks up from his PDA, bored but alert. Behind him, other Yellow Lotus soldiers take notice and turn to leer at you. You're in the wrong neighborhood, tourist girl. You and all your little tourist friends. I'm the local jackass. I work for Kindly Chang. We all do. Show some respect. Triad soldier sneers at you. That's so? You already know that you shouldn't be here. That fossil doesn't run things around here anymore. His hand strays to his jacket and a conspicuous bulge in the fabric. Could be a gun, a knife, or a blackjack. Best get moving, little girl. Best move before we hurt you all real bad. I'm not going to tell you twice. Nothing. Sorry to bother you. I didn't actually really mean to go in there. So we're looking for a third thing to repair. Maybe there's something back here. Wait, did we talk to this lady? Bedraggled old woman looks up from her sewing at the sound of your approach. Clothing, clothing. I have good quality clothing for sale. What's the news here? Anything interesting? Interesting here? No, nothing changes here. Nothing changes. She settles her weight with an audible harumph. Strangler Bao is the big man now. He is very important. Very important. You know Bao? Well, we'd love to meet him. Well, he requested a suit, and it took only 1 day longer than expected. The bastard refused to accept it. She spits. You see your friend Bao, you tell him that he still owes me for my time. I don't sew for nothing. You can't eat air. We'll get right on that. She nods sagely. You say that you do. Now what else do you want? You ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? She cocks her head like a dog listening to a noise that it can't understand. Prosperity? She sounds it out to herself. I don't know what that means. Don't know. Maybe it's in the sewers. Calm down, Dio. Sounds good. Yeah, looks like it's probably in here somewhere. Oh, big. Maggots churn within stews of unidentifiable ingredients. Well, that's just great. A gun runner? A tubby man with a twice broken nose glances up at you from a pile of gun parts. He offers you a gap-toothed smile. Nice firearms here. Good for protection. You got a husband or wife? You got kids? You keep them safe with one of these beauties. Quality is guaranteed. Your satisfaction is everything. You want to buy? Show me what you got. Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? Snorts his reply. If you're an organ legger, a gun runner, or a triad, they're sure as shit at it. Otherwise, you're looking at a hand-to-mouth, meal-to-meal existence here. That's not what I was like seeing. Door has been secured by a series of heavy bars with old motors to attract them. Apparently you can't hack these. What is my... Oh! Oh! It is over here. It's on the crumpled note was in the mission items. Of course it is. And it does say it's in the lower level. The door is secured by a lock, the badly named keypad. The keys to the spells are deeply scored as if somebody gone to work on them with a penknife. Okay, let's bypass the panel. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's the actual... Wait, was there Red Gafridi there? This terminal looks like it might yield something valuable if you can crack it. I'm gonna... Wait, why can't I save? Okay. Oh. Wait, do I not have a cyber deck on me? Oh. Why don't I have a cyber deck? Well, shit. Yellow Enforcer glances at you. You can see the outline of the old man's cred stick in his vest pocket. He flexes and his muscles bulge. What do you want? Step away, asshole. Right now. Doesn't seem like an easy way to do that without. I'm not getting any options that seem non-combat-y. The old rusted water valve might be able to close off the flow of water that's pouring out of the broken pipe. Duncan, can you give me a hand with this? Duncan steps up to the valve. Sure thing. Shouldn't be too hard. The flow of water ceases. Less clean water will run off into the streets now. There we go. We did it. Hey. I don't want any trouble, boss. He exhales sharply. Please, just leave me be. Sorry for your troubles. Let's see here. Yeah. Don't. The young woman startles at your approach, fumbling for something in her pocket. When she recognizes you, she relaxes. Is it done? It's done. Thank you. Thank you very much. The young woman sighs with relief. She opens the flaps on her satchel, reaches inside, and produces a plastic sheath. I'm not magically active, so I can't see the flow of chi in the area, but I've got test strips, little sheets of paper embedded with chi-sensitive bacteria. It's a close relative of FAB, but it doesn't see much use outside of Hong Kong. She pulls a strip out of the sheath and holds it to the air. Within seconds, it turns ink black. She lets out a dejected sigh, her eyes shifting from the strip to her watch and to the strip again. She looks utterly defeated. Damn it. I've been making adjustments for a week now, trying to get the chi to circulate better, and nothing seems to work. If anything, this one went bad even faster than the control strips I took when I got here. Any idea why? No, it should work. I followed the text, done everything right. Chi here is rancid, that's obvious, but I swear it's even worse than it should be. No wonder this place is so disgusting. I get what you mean. The student coughs and rests her head in her hands. That's it. I'm getting out of here in a little while. I'm gonna tell my advisor about this. Thanks for the help. Hope you don't stay long. I sure as hell won't. I mean, you stayed several months. Okay, so there's there. I'm really annoyed that I don't have a deck. And that I didn't realize that. And we can't open this door. So is there red graffiti over here? There must have been. Door with red graffiti nearby. I don't really see. I mean, I don't see red graffiti near this one either. Five, 4, 6, 5. Let's try this just in case. Oh shit. Oh shit. Why are there hellhounds? Oh, this is the animal smugglers. Of course it is. Of course it is. Let's see here. Haste. Next one. I have haste. Okay. Why don't you haste Duncan? I will run away and activate my effectively aim. Oops. And then Duncan will murder some hellhounds. Yeah! Oh, it's not dead. Oh. Oh. I see. Okay, we got it. Woo! Close. Oh, where does this go? Oh, another way into the den. Okay. Interesting. Rooftops. Interesting. Ooh. Simpsons vending machine. The Simpsons machine has been left unlocked for restocking. There's a packaged data stip. Okay. I now have a Simpsons chip. Great. Not sure what the use of that would be, but. Oh. Drugs? Oh, Strangler Bow's code. 6378. Okay. Oh, someone might pay for the Simpsons chip. Okay. What are those? Oh, the rooftops. Is that where I... What? I guess those could have been rooftops. Six, 3, 7, 8. Oh, hey, buddy. Yes, Rosa? You need some hugs? Oh, yes, come here. Oh, come here. Oh, there you go. A large man in his 50s stands waiting, his heavily tattooed arms held in a fighter stance. His bone structure is heavy. Corded muscle stands out on his arms and chest. In his youth, he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. I don't know how you got in here, but you've got my attention. Good. I have a message from Kindly Cheng. A message from Cheng. I can't wait to hear you mangle it. He chuckles to himself. You speak Cantonese so well, but before I hear it, I have a little message for her, too. You tell Kindly Cheng that her operations are done in the walls. Oh, excuse me. Done in the walled city. Strangler Bao has given himself a promotion, and tell her that if she sends any more errand girls to visit him with another message, Strangler Bao is going to send them back in a box. Strangler Bao likes to talk in the third person. You think you can tell her that, errand girl? Should I write it down for you in English? Hold out the date. Just slot the stick in. I'll listen to the message and I'll be gone, okay? I don't get to hear you butcher the message. I'm sad. He grabs the small plastic drive from your hand, slots it into his TRID player. Kindly Cheng stands erect, speaks directly to the camera. Mr. Bao, as everyone knows, you are a man of swift action. I respect that, and because of that respect, I will get right to the point. I know where your money is coming from. I know that you have friends working for Straw Sandals like myself. They have been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know about the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I have tasted their broth and found it wanting. The old woman becomes flinty hard. You have been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with revenue that we have earned, and I have the files to prove it. Bao's eyes widen as files begin to fill across the screen. Receipts, bank reports, personal communications between himself and his men. Kindly Cheng continues speaking, smooth and casual. Now, in light of our recent conflict, you might be wondering why I'm keeping this information to myself. Why haven't I exposed you so you could be dragged from your lotus den by the balls and slowly roasted on a rotisserie spit? In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty, but I believe that you still have value. I am still willing to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Kindly Cheng steps forward, fills the screen. I own you, Bao. You and all of your men. You are my fucking playthings. Dolls to twist and pose as I see fit. I am in this position because I am far better at this than you, and it's time that you learned it. Accept what I'm telling you, and we can get back to business. Prosper together. But if you continue your little rebellion, I will mail tiny pieces of you to your children and take their picture as they open the package. She produces one of her thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the fold. If you aren't here licking my heels by then, the information will be released and you will become food for fish. Your choice, Bao. 24 hours. The message winks out. Strangler Bao turns away from the screen slowly. His skin is ashen. Get out. Pauses, casts his eyes on the floor. Tell Miss Chang to expect me at Swift Winds tomorrow. Stands up straight. Tomorrow morning. I will. Thanks for your time. Go. Just go. So, just out of curiosity. Wait, can we... Okay. Also, wait, I just realized, are those my old saves? Those are my old saves. 2015. Doesn't look like I got very far. Which is what I thought, so. Those guards are still out there, Cade. Same guards that Conley doesn't want us killing. We should probably go out the way that we came in. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. It does tell you, like, nope, don't do that. So what's in here? There's a ladder leading here upwards through the hatch. Upon closer inspection, you see the hatch is locked with a huge electronic door bolt, deadbolt. Doesn't appear to be physical controls for the bolt. Oh, so you have to be able to open that to get there. Okay. Gotcha. Wu holds up his hands for everyone to stop, turns to the two of you, and hooks his thumbs in his belt. Well, that was a thing. Never thought I'd be shuttling messages between criminals in a Hong Kong syndicate. Can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. It must have been important. You flew all the way here. I hired runners for an escort. But why? This place makes you feel like your life has no value. There's no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Great life you have here. Gobbet ignores the barb, scratches her head. I can't believe it. We actually delivered the old lady's message without anyone dying. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gunshow. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gunshow? Seriously? Wu's goggles pan down, coming to rest on Gobbet. It's not gonna stick, is it? Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do here. It's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if wretchedness itself had grown tentacles. The sounds of suffering subside, but their echoes still thrum in your insides. Gobbet walks slowly, head down, and both hands on her stomach, whispering a conversation to someone or something that only she can see. Her rats are silent and remain hidden in her clothing. Wu pauses for a moment and breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets. But returning to Hioi isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouths accent unsmiling faces that billboard a universal message. You don't belong here. Time to report back to Kindly Cheng and inform her that the message has been delivered. Get this business over with. Get your sin burned. Get on to the next step, whatever that is. You leave the City of Darkness behind, head to the Mahjong parlor, and a date with a crime lord. A date that will happen next week. Oh, look at all that karma. 15. I should spend some of that now. Next time, though. Alright. Thanks, everyone, for joining me tonight. It's a date for a date. That's right. I will hopefully be back next week, next Tuesday, with more Shadowrun Hong Kong. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm glad to finally play this game again. Actually play through and finish it this time. So tomorrow night I should be gone. And then Thursday probably I will be playing more Halo. That is the plan for right now. We're like halfway through that game, just over halfway. So this is the rest of the schedule. This is also below the stream. You can follow for notifications when I go live. You can sub for emotes of my cats, which we had on stream tonight. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out and chatting. It's a lot of fun for me. I hope it is fun for you, and I hope that you stop by again in the future. Good night. Oh, just real quick. Cinco said, are the Halo 1 multiplayer servers still up? No, but they released a patch so that you could do custom lobbies, I believe. Or because it was originally on GameSpy, which obviously doesn't exist anymore. They did actually patch it to. I think there might actually be some kind of lobbying system, like server, like public servers, but you can definitely do custom lobbies at least. Anyway, yeah. Good night.